the crownless heir of Hollowfell had no throne. It had a city, instead layered, hunched, breathing built atop itself so many times that no one remembered where the foundations ended and the underworld began. Streets folded into stairs, stairs into alleys, alleys into doors that opened onto other doors. Beneath it all lay the labyrinth, a living architecture older than the crown that once pretended to rule it. And on the morning it chose its queen, the city woke hungry. Ash walked barefoot through the lower markets, soot streaking her ankles, a sack of stolen bread slung over her shoulder. She knew the city's moods the way other people knew prayers. She felt it in the stones and unease, a tightness, as if Hollowfell were drawing a breath it had held for centuries. The alleys were quieter than they should have been. Vendals watched her pass with eyes to knowing, to alert. Somewhere above, bells rang once and stopped, cut short like a thought abandoned mid-sentence. Then the ground shifted. It was not an earthquake. Earthquakes tore. This was a rearranging. Stone slid against stone with the intimacy of skin. Walls leaned inward. A dead-end alley behind Ash unfolded like a paper hinge, revealing a stairway spiraling downward. Leet be a pale, vein-like glow in the walls. People screamed. Gods shouted. Someone cried that the labyrinth was awake. Ash did not run. She stood very still, heart hammering, as the stairway breathed her name not in sound, but in certainty. She had always known Hollowfell would take something from her. She had not known it would be everything. The stairway sealed behind her as she descended. Down, past older stone, past script, carved by hands that no longer had bones. The air grew warm, then warmer still, pulsing with a rhythm too slow to be human. At the bottom waited a chamber like a ribcage, curved walls slick with condensation, a floor etched in paths that shifted when she blinked. At its center rose a crown not of gold, but of architecture. Arches, spires, broken towers, braided together, floating just above a plinth of living rock. When Ash touched it, the city screamed. She saw Hollowfell then not as streets and roofs, but as a single, immense body. She saw its hunger for order, its resentment of false kings, its memory of a pact made when the world was still young. Rule me, and I will protect you. Betray me, and I will bury you. The crown dissolved into her. She surfaced. Hours. Later days. Later, through a fissure in the capital square, hair dusted white with ancient ash, eyes dark with something that was not entirely human. The crowd fell silent. Somewhere a banner caught fire without flame. They knew. Word spread faster than blood. The labyrinth had chosen. The crownless queen had risen from the dirt. The Senate called her an abomination. The high houses called her a weapon. The old royalists called her salvation. By nightfall, Hollowfell was split along fault lines older than any law. Barricades bloomed. Knives sang. Brothers forgot brothers. Ash now queen. Now curse felt every footstep through the stone. She learned the city's language in pressure and echo. She could close streets with a thought, open hidden bridges with a breath. She could hear lies by the way the walls tightened around them. But beneath it all, deeper than the labyrinth itself, something else stirred. The Titan. It slept under the capital like a buried god, a remnant of the age when cities were grown, not built. Its spine was the oldest avenue. Its heart was a furnace of stone and will. The crown had not chosen Ash to rule alone. It had chosen her to wake it. Civil war came like rot. The high houses unleashed siege engines in streets too narrow for mercy. The Senate summoned old magic that cracked buildings from the inside. Each death fed the Titan's dreams. Each scream loosened the seals. Ash stood at the center of it all, palms bleeding where she pressed them to the ground, trying to hold the city together as it tore itself apart. You will destroy us, her childhood friend, Mara said, blade shaking in her hands. Whatever you wake down there, it won't care who it saves. Ash looked at the city burning, at the labyrinthine streets closing like jaws around the innocent and the cruel alike. It already cares, she said softly. That's the problem. On the seventh night, when the sky was bruised purple with smoke and the bells rang without hands to pull them, Ash descended one last time. She walked the deepest paths alone, cities shuddering around her, until she reached the Titan's heart. It opened one eye. The awakening was not violent. It was inevitable. Stone rose. Streets lifted. Walls reknit themselves along older, wiser lines. The Titan did not rampage. It corrected. It crushed siege engines like toys. It folded battlements into bridges. It sealed armories and opened granaries. Those who fought felt the ground turn against them, tripping, binding, ending their war whether they wished it or not. By dawn, the city stood changed. Hollowfell was whole but different, alive in a way it had not been for generations. Ash did not sit a throne. She stood at the city's edge, where stone met sky, the crown now a quiet weight in her chest. She had given Hollowfell what it asked for, and it had taken what it was owed. They would call her Queen. They would call her Tyrant. They would build stories around her absence, but Hollowfell would remember the truth. It had chosen a girl with nothing to lose and given her the weight of an entire city.